Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany, Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Elemystic. But before we do, we just want to remind you to subscribe so you can see all our videos as they come out. Okay, Elemystic is designed by Jamie Sabriel, and it is published by Wise Wizard Games.
As you can see, this is kind of a micro game in a very small box. Basically, all that's in here is a few cards and then a little dial that determines your health. This is a 2-player only game, and it's, just a micro card game. You're going to be drafting these various elements that are mystical, which is why it's called Elemystic. Did you realize that when we were playing?
Knee slapper. Had no idea. No, I figured that out.
Oh, okay. I thought I was just like, okay. I thought that
But
I was the only one who knew.
You're explaining it to them.
Well, there you go. Okay,
yeah,
so
now you know. Now you're in on it.
So you have these various elements, right? At the beginning of each round, you're going to deal 1 to yourself face down, 1 to your opponent face down, 1 card that no one knows what it is, and then there are 6 more additional elements, and you're going to take turns drafting those. When it's all said and done, you're going to have 4, your opponent's going to have 4, and out of those 4, you're each going to play 3. You're going to play them 1 at a time in a little row. At the top, there are various stats, like your strength, which is going to be attacking, and then your shield, which is defense. And then, as you're playing them the next card either in front or behind your stack. And eventually what's going to happen is you're going to have 1 card left at the very bottom that has its bottom stats revealed as well as its top stats, all the previous cards' stats, and maybe even a special ability. You're going to resolve that, taking turns kind of dealing damage and blocking it with your shields, moving the health on your dial to determine how much hits you've actually taken, doing your special abilities, all those kinds of things. You each have 10 health, and you're trying to get your opponent down to 0. So at the end of the round, what's going to happen is you are going to take your hits, and then you're going to change out the dealers, draft cards, do it all over again until one person's down to that 0 health mark.
And the 0 happens immediately. So if you hit 0, but you could have done more back, doesn't matter. You lose. Okay, so in this game, you have a thunder token. Both players have a thunder token, and it's a one-time use. However, it has to be paired with a card. But I like that there's this really, really strong ability that both players have access to, but you still have to get the card. It can't be one of the cards that's out, and you still have to play it last, because the last card, or the bottom of the thing, is the only one that you can activate the ability. But I still like that there's this one really powerful thing out there that both people have access to, so it's just one time, I'm gonna get you. Is that a song?
One way or another.
That's it. I'm gonna find
We
you.
have to stop there before we get copyright.
Oh, come on. The way I sang that was not at all, close.
Didn't sound like the recording
No.
quality?
No.
Okay. So, as we talked about how the game ends immediately as soon as one person hits that 0 mark, which sounds like there might be a first player advantage, right? Well, no, because the turn order kind of changes variably. There's 2 things that happen. There's the draft order, and that just alternates, right? Back and forth, who alternates or who drafts first. But there's also the who plays first, and that changes and alternates based off of who had more strength in the previous round. So you might want to set up yourself so that with big numbers, even if you know you're going to take some big hurts as well, just so that you can be the one who plays first in the subsequent rounds or something like that. So I like how there's some variability with the draft order and with the play order.
This takes up no space. The first time we played it, we just played it on our couch, just with the cushion in between us. It wasn't even a flat surface, and it totally worked. It takes up no space whatsoever. So I like that it's very compact, while also not taking up a lot of space. You know how sometimes you have a game that's compact, but then it's a huge table hog? Not this game. It's compact and takes up no space to play.
This game is very simple. There's only really 9 cards that you're playing, a couple player aids, and some tokens like Bethany mentioned, some in the form of cards. So there's really not a lot of information you need to absorb. It's really not a lot to teach either. It's pretty simple. That being said, I will say it is quite simple, right? It's great for teaching some of those kinds of TCG, CCG mechanisms and ideas to someone who's never played one before, in a very small box and with a small price point, then obviously a ton of rare cards and all that stuff. Otherwise, it's so simple that I almost say that it doesn't have a lot of replayability. You're going to see the same 9 cards effectively over and over and over again. Only one of them is being activated. The rest are just kind of stats, but still, you're going to see similar motifs happening as you're playing. And because of that, there's not a lot of replayability in this box.
Yeah, this game is totally fine, but at its core, it's just a micro game. That's really all it is. It doesn't take up much space, doesn't take up much time. And if I'm being completely honest with you guys, while this game is totally fine, I would definitely play other micro games in our collection before I would play this one.
For me, this is a great two-player game if you're going to be traveling somewhere, or if you want to go on one of those, our coffee dates. Every once in a while, I like to go on these coffee dates where we take a big pile of these small box games with us and play them as we're sipping on lattes and things like that. But this is one I would only bring out once or twice a year, so that we still have the magic of these cards without having seen them all over and over and over again and be like, oh, okay, we don't. It gets boring. If you space out your plays, you'll get more enjoyment out of it because it'll seem a little bit more fresh. But yeah, that is Elemystic.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us in all of these places.
You guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.